Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a good looking puzzle in front of us. Primarily, it is a fog of war puzzle, but a little bit reserved, if you will, on the fog side of it. So let's jump in to see what's going on, because there are some different things happening here that we haven't seen in a little while, and then maybe there's some new stuff here as well. But normal Sudoku, we'll start there. Every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Some given digits are covered with fog. Placing certain correct digits in the grid will reveal these fogged cells, potentially revealing more clues. So it's possible that all of these are given digits, but it's just saying that some given digits are covered with fog, and these are the only bits of fog, so there may be digits under all of these, there may be just on some of them. And then getting certain correct digits in the grid may uncover those. We will find out as we get into it. Guessing is not required. You must type over the given digit in the answer in the grid for answer checks. So if this was, let's say, a given 3, we would need to type in the 3 there for it to check properly. Then we have ambiguous killer look and say cages. Cages have values that are either killer or look and say, okay, to be determined by the solver. For killer cages, digits in cages add to the given cage value and may not repeat. So if this was an actual 11 cage of killer caging style, these digits would add to 11 without repeat. For look and say cages, where was it? The value should be read aloud as a description of the cage contents. For instance, 1-2 clue would mean there is 1-2 in the cage. It is possible for a cage to be valid for both clue types. So if this was a look and say cage, it says 1-1, which means there is 1-1 in this. Now that could, as it states, be valid for both versions. So this could have a 1 on it, in it, a singular 1, and it could have 2 digits that add to 10. So therefore, it would work as a killer cage and a look and say cage. Now we've got something else here. Ambiguous search 6-9 clues. Some cells have arrows. Okay, I see a couple of them here. In them, pointing in a cardinal direction, east, west, north, or south. The digit in such a cell indicates where either a 6 or a 9 is in the indicated direction. For instance, if a 3 was in row 1, column 1, with a downward pointing arrow, so let's say there was an arrow here pointing down, that would mean either a 6 or a 9 would be in row 4, column 1. So we'd be 3 away from it. So this is a 3 pointing down, 1, 2, 3. That is row 4, column 1. 2 arrows in the same cell may point to different digits. So I guess there's the possibility that some of these fogged cells could have arrows pointing in multiple directions, and they would be telling you where 6s and 9s would go in those columns or rows. Okay, cool. So there's definitely some interesting things happening here. I honestly can't say if I even said what the name of this thing was. Hazy Recollection? Rockratzero? If I didn't, I apologize. I should have, but my brain got caught up in this stuff, so who knows what happened. Anyway, that's the name of the puzzle. Those are the rules that are given. Links in the description below. Let's get at this thing, see if we can get it solved, because this really is an interesting concept here where we have only bits of this thing covered in fog. So let's get at it. What are we going to do first? Well, I'm trying to see if there's any given cages where we could very clearly say whether or not they were killers or look and says, or one of either. Maybe we need to look. Yeah, I don't know if we can really make a determination there. Because I was going to say, this 29 cage, 1, 2, 3, oh yeah, okay. These just mean there are 2 9s. Right? Can we ever make 29 and 4 Yeah, we can. 9875. What am I talking about? Okay, so it's not necessarily. Got a little confused there for a second. It happens. Are any of these things givens? That's a good, unless we have to think about math and whether or not it could be possible that some of these be killer cages or look and says. Well, yeah, because I don't see any of these that are clearly noting or they're arranged in such a way where it couldn't be a killer cage. Because you can easily have 1-1, you can easily have 2 9s, you can easily have 2 3s, etc., etc. So, well, I guess there's possibility of Fistamafel here, and there's also a possibility of math. Let's start with the math. We had a Fistamafel not too long ago, actually. That was a good puzzle, but let's see what the math turns out on this. Let's see if it gives us anything. I don't think it will, but we're going to know every row, column, and region will add to 45. So 2 rows will add to 90. These are 58, 69, 80. So we would have 4 digits left that have to add to 10. That is absolutely possible. So I don't think that necessarily helps us. And it would be very difficult, I guess, to rule which one could be killer cage or look and say anyway with that. Because any one of them could throw off the math dramatically. Now I was thinking Fistamafel because we have a lot of corners and we have a lot in this region. But I want to think a little bit longer on this. Because we can, I mean, it's not really that useful, is it? Because like this digit here could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Is that enough of a foothold? No, it's not. Because we said these could be 9, 8, 7, 5. So this doesn't get low enough. I guess what we can say, though, is there's always a 9. Whether it be look and say or killer. But that doesn't necessarily tell us where the 9 goes. Because if it's just a straight killer, the 9 could go in any of these. If it's a look and say, these are the 9s. Oh, actually, that doesn't work, does it? These can't be look and says. Because if they are, or either one of them is, you have to put 2 9s, so they have to be catty corner. Now this one we know can't be 9, so these 2 would be. Well, you couldn't then put a 9 in this 29 clue, so it can't function as a look and say, because you'd have to again have 2 9s, or as a 29, because you'd still have to have a 9. Yeah, that works for both of them. Okay, both of these are valid killer cages. There we go. These are 9, 8, 7, 5. This is not 9 or 8. And it's not 7. So this will be 5. 9, 8, 7 is 24 plus 5. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Okay, that does work. That gets us there. These are also 9, 8, 7, 5. This is not 5. Now, that did open up a spot, so we have to put a 3 here. I kind of like how that works. They have it as a light shaded color so that when you put the digit on top of it, it still reads quite well. I like that. Anywho, this 3 says that 1, 2, 3 away is either a 6 or a 9 because it has an arrow. Now the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 says this is either a 6 or a 9. Well, it can't be a 9 because there's a 7, 8, 9 triple, so this is 6. Now, the look and say doesn't, or this cage is not necessarily determined either way, whether it is look and say or killer, because it could still be both. Because it could have a 1, 4 and satisfy both. Or it could just have a 1 and some other random digit. I guess we could also say what these digits are here. Do we care enough at this point is what I'm trying to say? We know what these digits are as well. That's a good question. Do we start putting this information in like that? Now, there's nothing about any negative constraints, right? I just want to make sure. You must type blah, 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 blah. No, I don't see any negative constraints there, so. All right, so this guy is going to be from 1 to 7 as well, but it's not that useful. Yeah, I think we're going to put these in. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, obviously, these can't be 6s. So, because we have 5, 7, 8, 9 here, so that forms those. This guy could still be either. But that doesn't tell us what this is. Curiously, though, if this is a looking... it doesn't have to be, I guess. If it's a killer cage and a look and say, it could happen that way, because it could have the 1, 1 with a 4, or it could be a 2, 3 and just be a straight killer cage. Okay. Well, what did any of that do? Does it tell us anything else? 7s, 8, 9s, 5s. We know... Oh, this 7, 8, 9 here. Duh. I wasn't looking at the region. We have a 7, 8, 9 trip. This is 5. This is not. So one of these is 5. Nothing to rule out this necessarily being a 5. Because this could be 2 3s, 3, 3 like that. And this could be a 5. It doesn't have to add to 23. Okay, what else? 7s, 8s, 9s, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4s. Anything that's just a given on some of this stuff? Well, I guess these... Okay, I didn't look at these guys yet. These can't be look and says, because it would be 1, 3. Well, the 3 here says they can't be. So these have to be from 9, 4, 8, 5, and 7, 6. These can't be 3s also. So one of these is a 3. Which means one of these is a look and say. The other one is a killer cage. 9, 6. Well, can we actually reduce these further because of this guy here, the 6, 9? Because it's either... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because this could be a 9, and these would be 8, 5, and 7, 6. Or this is a 6, and these are 9, 4, 8, 5. There's always an 8, 5, I guess. Although I don't know that that really helps us. Curious. Anyway, is there any way to determine which one of these is the look and say? Because no matter whichever one has the 3 can no longer get up to being 23 and 3 digits. So it would have to be the look and say. And then, of course, the other one would have to be the killer cage, because we would have 3 or 2 3s in these, and you couldn't put a 3 in either of these. Now, I guess this is a 3-6 pair, isn't it? Because again, if we think about one of them being a look and say, let's just say this one, 3-3. What can this be? It has to have 9, 8, 6, because it has to be able to add to 23. That's the only way it works. Well, 9, 8, and 7 are already done in this region. This is a 3-6 pair. So one of these is 2 3s. The other one has a 6 here with a 9, 8 pair. And we can do that. This can't be the 6. Because if it is, this has to be 9, 8. And these would both be 7. This is 3. These are 3, 3. This is 6. This is 9, 8. This is 7. These are not 7s. This is 7. Good. All right, so now this can't be 6. This can't be 6. So that can't be 7. What else we got? Now, this guy could be anything. We don't quite know. Did these 3s do anything for us? 2 3s. Well, I guess this 23 now also has to be a look and say, doesn't it? Because if it isn't, this is 9, 8, 6. What are these two? They'd have to both be 6s. So this is 2 3s. Good. So we've got a bunch of 3s. What does that do for us? Still sort of feel like we could use a little Fistamafel on this thing if we wanted to, but now this has to also be a look and say because of the 8, 9. If this wasn't, it would be 9, 8, 7, and again we'd have to put 2 7s. So these are 2 4s. These are not 4s, so therefore they can't have 9s on them. Okay. And then that leaves these guys to be whatever the heck they want to be. I guess we can say these 13 clues have to be killer cages, because there's no room for a 3 on any of them. There's that. Oh, this right here can't be 7, 8, or 9. Or 5, so it's 4. There we go. Okay. Again, we just had to look at the right place. 1 or 2 means this has to be a 9, because the 1, well, we have to put the 1 here. And 2, because this couldn't be a 2, because it would be pointing at a 7. It has to point at 6s or 9s. So this is 9, 8, 9. Oh, let's get back to my keypad here. What else? All right, so you are now a 9. This is 6. It doesn't have anything pointing. It looked like there was something. It must be on my computer screen. These are not 7, 6. So that is the 5, 8, which means this is a given 7. Okay. Let's go back into these guys. These are not ones. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. What about you guys? You're not twos. So that's 1, 3, 4. Anything else these guys give us? 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8, 9. And we could start plopping some of these guys in. Although I don't necessarily know. Oh wait, this 9 here says this is 8 and 9. Now, this guy here has to be pointing at either a 6 or a 9. Well, the 9 is 3 away, and this can't be a 3. So it has to be pointing at a 6. This can't be a 6. None of those can be. So it's either one of these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 or 7. Didn't really get us anywhere, but it does say that either this or this is a 6. Fine. We said the 3 pointed to you, 5 pointed to you, 1 pointed to you. Good. Okay, what's next on the list? We might need to just start thinking about these 13 clues. 1, 2, 4, or 6. Trying to see if that does any real work for us. Oh yeah, look at the 4s. Where does a 4 go in this region? It goes here. We know this has to be a real killer cage, so it can't repeat a 4. So we have a 4 plus some other value. It can't be 1, because if it was, it would be 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus 8. The 8 can't do. Not 1. And the 6 doesn't do, because it would be 10, and we had to have a 3. So this is 2 here. Okay, that gives us the 4. Perfect. We'll get to that in a second. These have to add to 11, so they are 4, 7. Let's get rid of those, and we're going to say this is 4, this is 7, 4, 7. Now, this points to 7 away, so that's this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, this is 6. This points to 4 away from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is either 6 or 9. Beautiful. Then, what has that opened up for us? Do we want to start looking rows and columns? Do we want to think about this 13 cage? Because we know these two are going to add to 7 in some way. They can't be 1, 6. We've already used the 6. It could be 2, 5. It cannot be 4, 3, because the 4 sees all of them, so is the 3. So this is 2, 5, and we have a 5 here. 2, get on the right spot, 2, 5. This is not a 5 anymore. We still don't know what this one is, because this is a look and see, so we don't, or look and say, so we can't use a value there. These are not 4s. Do we have anything else like that? Doesn't look like it. Let's go into this group. These are 1, 4, and 6. This is not 6. This is not 4. Again, we don't care about these. They are look and say, so that doesn't give us anything there. What about these two? 1, 5, and 8. This is not 8. This is not 8. Okay, this is the 8. This is the 5. This is the 1. This is the 5. Perfect. Now we know what these two digits are. 8 and 9. Put those in, and you are 1 and 2, if I can type in the right spot. Okay. None of those are necessary correlating to each other. This is a look and say. Let's find another spot like you. Yes, this becomes 2. It's the only thing left in the row that works, and this is 5. That opens up this 5. Now that didn't tell us anything necessarily. because there was no arrow with it, but what else can we now say? 1, 4s. Let's go here, I guess. I was trying to see if there's anything on this cages I could do, but it doesn't really look like it. We've got 1, 8, 9. This is not 8. These guys are kind of out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What are these guys? 1, 6, and 9. There's not really much there. I don't want to put those in if I don't really want or need to. These are 1, 7s, 8s, and 9s. We know one of these is 8s. We know one of these is 7s. Meh. What else? We still don't really know much about this guy, do we? Or this guy? I don't think so, because they could still be both look and says and killer cages. Okay. Let's go do some Sudoku looks. See if anything is out there that we're just not seeing right away. This is not a 2. Yeah, one of those is. That's not really quite getting us there. No, what about 3s? Those 3s have that kind of X-winginess to them. Let's look at the 4s. One of those 2 is a 4. Okay, that is helpful. One of these is a 4. This means this is a killer cage, because we can't put 1 4 in it, because this guy removes the option. Now, is it possible for this to be a 9 or a 6? I think it can be a 9, because if this is a 9, these have to add to 5. We can't do 1 4, but we could do 2 3. And that should be fine. Now, if it's a 6, these have to add to 8. Can't do 1 7. Can't do 2 6. Can't do 3 5. Okay, this is not 6. This is 9. This is 2 3. That puts an 8 and a 9. Perfect. That 2 3 says this is not 3. This is not 2 or 3. Anything else? I guess that says what these 2 digits are in this region. They're 7s and 8s. Yep, we can do that. 8, 7. Okay. We're getting closer and closer here. We might want to revert back to our Sudoku. Do we? Maybe. Let's go for it. We're at like the 3s or 4s, I think. 4s. One of those is a 4, one of those is a 4, one of those is one of those. Not too helpful. Ooh, we actually have a lot of 5s in this thing. I didn't quite notice that. There is a 5 on this thing. Does that help in any way? Not necessarily. 6s? Anything? One of those 2. One of these 2. No, not really. What up to 7s? One of those, one of those, one of those. Nah. 8s or 9s, maybe? 8s, there we go. Just, again, have to look at the right digit. One of those is an 8. We still can't really rule out those, though, so let's look at the 9s. One of those 2. One of these 2. I don't think that's going to get us anywhere. Okay. Did this 8 do anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's got to be something between these guys, right? Because these are from 1, 2, 3, or 6. This can't be 3 or 6. This can't be 3 or 2. It could be 1 or 6, it looks like. Oh, I thought we were going to have something there. Well, sugar. What else we got? Let's get down into this area. This 12 might have something in store for us. What can... but we don't really have... Let's look here. This is the best column we have, I guess. So 1, 2, 6, 7. This is not 6. This is not 7. This is not 6. This is not 7. That's not really all that useful, is it? Not really. Because again, none of these are working as killer cages, so we can't use the maths on them. This has a 5 in it. Now, if it has a 5 in it, can we rule out anything? If it was a killer cage, it would have 7 left over. That seems like it's very plausible. And if it was a look and say, it would just mean it has a 2 on it, which would put it... Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. It is this cage. Because if this is a look and say, it must have 1, 2. Well, that would mean that there's no 2s here. These 3 digits would be 1s from 1, 6, and 7. That can't happen. So, what that really means is actually that there has to be a 2 on this thing, which means this is not a 2. But this is not a look and say. This is a killer cage that already has a 5 in it, and it needs 7 more. It can't use 1, 6, because that causes even more heartache here. Can't do 2, 5, so it must be 3, 4. This is 3, 4, 5. And this is not 5. 3, 4, 5s. What does that do for us? 1s, 2s, 4s. 2, 3, 4, 5s. Why is this being a pain? It's got to do something for us, right? I've used all of our clues. 1, 2, 6, 9. That's not 2 or 6. This is not 6. It's really curious that these are not breaking apart here. These are 1, 6, 7, 9. 9, thank you. This is not 7. These are not 6s. Is there something just in a row or a column here that I'm just being really slow with? What the heck is going on? 1, 2, 3. We just have that X-wing on 5s. 2, 3, 4, 6. We know one of these is a 6. It's not helpful. One of these is a 9. That's not helpful. 9 plus the 2, 3. 1, 4, 6, 9. One of those is a 4. We know that. What am I not seeing here? What? Hello? We've used all our cages. Unless we needed to finish these guys, and I've just been not seeing what they are. this is a 6. These would have to add to 5. 1, 4, and 2, 3. Both would work. If it's a look and say, this is a 1. What does that do to this? It breaks it. Okay, there it is. We didn't take that into account. If this is a look and say, this has to be a 1. Well, if it's a 1, this is no longer a look and say. Therefore, it would have to add to 11. But if it doesn't have a 1, this is 3, 4, that's 7. We can't repeat the 4 to make 11. This is not a 1. Is that accurate? Yes, that is, because this has to have a 1 on it. There's no other way to make this work. So this is not 1. Okay. 3, 4, this is 2. This is not. This is not. We get a 1, 9 pair. That forces 2 and 6. That is not 6. These are not 2s. That's a 1, 7 pair. This is 6. Okay. The 1, 7s, 2s. Are we just done with some of these things now? No, yeah, we are. Well, maybe not done, but this is a 2. 1, 3, 6. We get an X-wing on 2s. Now, can we know this is a look and say. Okay, not look and say, this is a killer. These are 8, so this is 3. Goodness gracious, this is 4. There we go. This is 1. These are not. So that's a 7, 9, which means this is 8. Okay, we're getting there now. Being slow. This is 4. This is 5. This is 3. This is 2 and 3. And 1 and 4. And 2 and 1 and 7. This is just a given 8. Perfect. Do we have some? The 1 here looks back on the 9, 1, which is 7, 9. This becomes 5. 5, thank you. This is 7. This is 1. Now we're there. This is 1, 4, 6. That works. This is 3. If I can type yet again. This becomes 6. This is 9 and 1. There we go. Oof. Took a little long to get through that one, but well, it's only got 145 solves in about 2 weeks, so it's not massively solved. But we definitely could have gotten through that quicker if I could have seen a couple of these other little things. This guy here, I didn't think about running through the option of whether or not these could be look and says, and then what it would do to the other one across the board. Probably would have made this solve quite a bit easier, but hey, who cares? We had fun doing it. Really enjoyed the puzzle, and some interesting rule sets here. So really had a bunch of fun on that one. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.